Uh, what's up, guys? I'm little nervous and I'm also excited. This is my first live session with Figma and Webflow. So basically, uh, what I'm going to do today is I'll be showing that after getting the content, maybe from your marketing team or from your product team, how you are planning for any web page. Especially today I'll be doing a landing page, and then quickly how can you design that mock-up inside Figma, and then uh, then how to implement that in Webflow. So it's a pretty long process, but I'll quickly show the first part, the sketch part and the Figma part, and reading the brief part, and then I'll spend some more time with Webflow. So let me share my screen, that the kind of brief I generally get. By the way, this is what I'm going to share today. Is it's a live page which will be going live within next 1 or 2 days in our website Zomentum. So basically, our marketing team wants that, why can't you create a page for contribute to Zomentum blog. So basically, people will come into that page and they will see some content, and then from there they will take some action. So in that content, what bas- you know they mention that do one thing, like create different fold, and in that fold you have to put this content. So in first fold they have some content, second fold there are some long content, third fold there are some more long content, and this is how they share the content with me. So after seeing these content, my first step is to do some quick sketch, which I'll be showing you how I do the sketch, and then I'll jump into Figma to convert that sketch into a full-fledged mockup, and then I'll put some visual on top of it, and then I'll go to Webflow and create that. So quickly, let me share my iPad screen where I'll do the sketch. Maybe I cannot share both the screen, but you can see. Just a minute. I think they're saying that. One second, in Zoom, I think some people are waiting list. I don't know why 8 are waiting. Let me, I will not put them on waiting list. I don't know how to remove from waiting list to other. Admit all. Yeah, I think now, I'm not sure, guys, if you guys can see my screen or hear me. I'm a little, newbies in this Zoom. So what I was telling, that I get a brief, I receive a brief from, let me see what the chat is. Okay, so you guys can listen to me. Fine. So I received this brief. So after this brief, what I generally do is I do a quick sketch, hand sketch. This time I'll be using my iPad to do the sketch, to create some layout, and then I'll quickly jump into Figma to design that. So let me share my iPad screen. Okay, now let me know if you can, just a minute, I'll just share that. Okay. Okay, now it's fine. I think now you can see my iPad screen. Generally I use a software called Paper. So what I'll do is I'll switch, I'll quickly read the brief in the first fold. So before that, I just wanted to share that this is for Zomentum. So where I work as a designer, so I'll show that how the homepage is looking. We have a standard navigation bar. So I wanted to keep that navigation bar as it is. So so let me quickly sketch that how it will be. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep that nav bar as it is. And as my marketing team wants some first fold, some kind of content, like some heading become a contributor and then some text, and I'll keep this space for one image. And after that, in second fold, they want some more content without the heading. So I'll keep that maybe in central align. This is one layout. And in third fold, again, they want some kind of a heading and then some messages. And again, they want some more text there. So I'll keep that in right align the text, and in the left, what I'll do is I'll put some images. Um, and in fourth fold, again, they want some kind of more content details where they have some, uh, heading, which I will write like this, and maybe I'll put the subheading here, and then some pointers which they wrote here. And then again, they want in fifth fold some call to action, the form, which I'm just keeping it as it is here. I'll be using it for CTA, and then maybe a form will be here. I'll play with the layout when I'll do the mockup, and then there is one footer, so which is our standard footer, which I'll be using that. Yeah. So this is how I do the planning for any design. And maybe I'll try one more layout, but let me use this layout. Let me quickly share this layout to my laptop. I'll share this. Let me first save this as an image. Then I'll go to my image, and where is this? Okay, this one, and I'll airdrop it to my laptop just for a reference. Um, yeah, it's now in my laptop. So let me now share my laptop screen. I'll switch from my iPad to laptop. Okay, and now let me open Figma. So this is the cover image which I put before the webinar, this live demo. So here I created a couple of pages. So let me go to the landing page where I'll work. Now bring that design here. So it's quite big. Let me change that from this to this. And now let's start doing the mockup here. So I'll take an artboard. The artboard will be for a desktop. I'll take 1440 by 100 at 1024, but I'll increase the height because it's a pretty long landing page. So before this, live demo, I already created some assets to make it little faster. So what I did is I already created the top bar here, which I'll just copy and paste here. I'll not recreate. So I'll align it at top. And then as per my sketch, in the left side, I have some heading and then some text, and the right side, I have some images. So let me first look into my content. What will be there? The first content is be a contributor to Zomentum's blog. I copy that text. Now I'll bring that here. So the font which we use, it's called Circular STD, which is our standard font which we are using. I'll make it bold, and I'll give it maybe 40 pixel. and I'll not give any kind of thing, but what I'll do is I'll make it little, I'll make it 44. Okay. And then they have some supporting text, which I'll put here. Again, the text is a little big, so I'll go for normal font and I'll give 16 pixel, uh, maybe little bigger, 18, or maybe I can just reduce this, and let it be like this. I'm okay with this one. Now, in the right side, I need some artwork. Again, I have already done this artwork. Means I have already prepared this artwork. So I'll just bring this artwork here. I'll not waste time to create that artwork, which you can see here. Um, so I'll bring this artwork quickly here, and I'll put. So make sure that your artwork is inside this artboard. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'll reduce the size a bit and then I'll keep it here. In between first and second fold, I want to make some differentiator. So what I'm going to do is I'll take some rectangle shape and I'll create that differentiator. So let me take that. Let me put it back. I'll do a little quickly here so that you can see what I'm doing. Let me take some color. Our colors are blue. I'll put it 5%, 10% maybe, or maybe 20%. No, it's not looking good. So let me grab some color from here. Yeah, that's fine. I think, no, not, this is also not looking good. So not sure if it is looking fine. Okay, I think this is what is fine as of now. What I'll do is I'll make little tilt version of it, and let me keep it like this. So, and then in the second fold, they want this content, and as per my sketch, you can see I did the sketch and now I'm connecting here. So I want that content to be central aligned. So I'll just duplicate this part and I'll paste it, but I'll increase the width here. I'll make it central align. I'll give some line height around 30 pixel. This is one layout which I'm not very happy, but I'll show you quickly another layout so that we can experiment with different kind of an ideas here. But in third fold, they have some heading, some content, and then some more content. So let me see what are the contents are. So are you an awesome writer or a reader? So, okay, so this will be the heading. So I'll put this as a heading here. I'll make it 24 pixel. I'll make it bold. This I'll use as a H2 heading when I'll go inside Webflow. And then again, some more heading, some kind of an supporting things. Okay. Just put one liner here. Maybe it's not a good idea to have different thing, or maybe I can just quickly do like this. Let me know, you guys, if you cannot hear me or if there is any problem to see this demo. I'll quickly bring some more content space. Okay. So I'll create it in left align. And now everything, what I'll do is I'll create left align. One thing I can do, I can create this as an auto layout for my future reference, but this is just on one page, so I'm not doing that as an auto layout. Now in the left side, I need some images. I'll come back to that after some time. But let me first finish the other part of this. uh, so in fourth fold, their content is little different. Their content is like some heading, again some subheading, and then some pointers. So what I can plan is I can put the heading and subheading like this here, and then I can create a layout like I have to get one heading here. So the first heading is this one, which again I don't want as a left aligned. It has to be means I want as a left line, not as a central line. And then some sub heading content here. Again, let it be in left align. Both I'll again do a left align. Maybe because I need some pointers here, and those pointers are will have some heading again, and some kind of a content of that. Let me quickly build that. So what I can see here, that the third fold content ideas and these ideas are almost going same. So I can quickly reverse that, and I can actually put some kind of a divider here. um, I'll just reduce the opacity of that divider, maybe 50%. And this heading size, I'll go for 18 pixel because I don't need that big. And here, what I'll do is I will this two I can actually create as auto layout because I need to repeat this. They have a lot of content here. So, but before that, I need one images also. So I'll show you. I use some icon, ready icon, which let me. So it is from Streamline. So I'll quickly take some placeholder from my Illustrator file, and I'll put it. I'll replace those icon later on. Let me first create the framework. So this tree, what I'm going to do is I'll create an auto layout. So you can see now it is auto layout, but the problem is all are in left and central align. I have to make sure that all are in left align. This is central align. Now let me make it in left align. Now I will duplicate it. So let me duplicate this. Give a gap of 40 pixel. Okay, that's fine. Let me go to the content and I'll add this content here. Let me grab this quickly. There's some extra space out there. I don't want those extra space, and I want only 40 pixel. Now this two I can again create a auto layout. So let me create that, and again let me align it to left side. And now what I'll do is I'll just duplicate this, so I don't need to worry about all this 40 pixel again and again manually. I'll just replace this content. Quickly I'll copy paste. Thanks to my marketing team who did a lot of effort to create this content. Now I'll again duplicate, avoid promotion, and then final thing is this one. Okay, okay. Now what I have to do is I'll do like this. The last one is this one, and then the other content. Okay, now I need to increase my artboard. It is getting quite long. So I increased my artboard here. So now this is looking quite boring. So I need to do something here. So in the left side, as from a sketch, I was planning to have some kind of an images. So I have some images in my left side. Let me take this lady because this is a long, and then I can actually put that here. Yeah. Okay. So I put that almost central line of these two. Sorry. Okay. Now in this left side, it's quite blank. So what I'm planning is, sorry, I'm planning some kind of an continuous line which I already created here. So I'll just use these line like this. Maybe when you will see the preview, then you will understand why I put this, because it will not look too blank. One more thing which I'm thinking right now, it's also white. So why don't I just put a rectangle and put some color here, some light background color instead of white. So let me put it back, and let me give this color. Maybe I'll reduce the opacity a bit, 20%, okay, 30%. Yeah, in that way, I will be able to do something here, but not sure what content, what images I'll bring. But I want to complement this particular background with some kind of an artwork. So I just wanted to put that. Maybe something like this. You can see now the layout is getting quite complex because I need to implement the same inside Webflow also. But it's actually super easy when you implement that inside Webflow. I'll duplicate that and I'll bring in the right side also. Let me just do like this. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let me maybe something like this. Now I need to remove this horizontal line. Now there are two differentiator. I need to bring that little up. I may want to increase 2 pixel. Okay. Now it's getting some shape from here to here. You can see the difference, Now I need a CTA here. So again, I'll duplicate this rectangle, and we have our brand color, which is like blue. I want to use that blue. Now this is not the blue, but I need to give 100% opacity, and they have some content here. Let me see what is the content. They have that ready to get in action. Okay, I will bring that here, and I will put it in white. I can do like central align. I'll increase the size a bit because it's a call to action. I need to make it big and bold. And then this content, just a minute. Then this content. So I'll quickly again duplicate this content because I'm just retaining the size, but I'll change the color here. Okay, let me put it in central line. As you can see, when I'm copying and pasting this content, and this content has some emojis, and you can see that emojis are also perfectly copying from my document, and it's coming inside Figma. Then there is a form. What I'll do is I'll not create this form here. I'll directly create the form inside Webflow. But before that, I just wanted to create some kind of artwork here. Again, I have some assets which we generally use. Those all are different arrows. So we use in our landing page. So you can see it's giving a little bit of complement to this blank space. But what I'll do is I'll create a button here. Generally in first fold, you need a button, which is missing right now. So I'll create a button here. Our buttons are generally in black or in blue color. I'll say write for us. I'll give it white because it will go on top of this. I'll make it bold. I'll make it 16, central align. Okay. Now same button I'll copy and I'll try to bring it here. Instead of a form, for the timing, I'll put this as a button so that in mockup it will look good. We generally use the pure black. Um, so let me group it and make it central line. And the final section will be our footer. So I'll just, sorry, I'll just keep this space for footer. Now let me reduce the height of this artboard. And now let me play this so that you can see how my landing pages are coming, means how this page is actually looking. Let's see. In between, if you guys have any questions, you guys can send me over chat, or you can raise your hand. I can quickly, oh, how I mirror this iPad. So it's pretty simple. When you are in Zoom, and your network has to be in same network, like your wireless network has to be same for your iPad and your laptop. And then Zoom has the functionality where you can share different screens, either your iPad or your iPhone or your computer. So that's how. So here is my landing page. I have to put one design here, one artwork. Um, uh, hey, is it okay to have some texts which are central aligned and texts which are left aligned? Some landing pages. Why do you use black instead of keeping it? Why did you use black instead of keeping it color like blue or white? Okay, so which black you are talking? This footer or the button? Because here we have a blue background, so our Zomentum primary color is blue and green, and we use black as a normal color. Yeah. So our first CTA is with our primary color, right, for us. But if you look at the bottom CTA is in black because our background color is in blue. Of course, we can reverse it, but these three color we use: blue, green, and black. So whenever there is a dark background, we use green as a button color. Whenever there is a bluish kind of a background, we use black. But it is completely depend on the situation and the subject. We are not stick to any kind of rules there, because it's a marketing stuff. So you have to keep experiment and you have to um, do that stuff. So this is how my landing page is looking right now. Of course, when I'll do that inside Webflow, I'll make it responsive. I'm not doing the mockup for responsive here. I'll directly do inside Webflow. But before that, let me quickly go to this area and put some artwork here. So now you can see my old work here. So let me open my Zomentum website. I have a lot of illustrations there. I will quickly bring some illustrations from, or maybe, yeah, Zomentum website. Yeah. So all the illustrations and the marketing artwork I generally bring inside this Figma, and then I work. So I have a page called illustrations. I have a lot of illustrations here. So let me take this illustration. This is fine. This will complement there. Let me go to, and I will bring this here. For the time being, I think it's okay. I just need to change the color. And now you can see in Figma, because we are not using this blue, we have a different blue. So the new release of Figma is a nice thing that you can quickly change the color by just clicking on that group, and you can see all the colors here. So I'll quickly change the color from this to a blue, and maybe this to a green. Yeah, and I need some kind of a shadow here to give some. Okay, so I think this is fine. But I need to change this color here. Let me change this color. Okay, I think that's fine. I may go for linear, something like this. Okay, yeah, cool. So now, before going inside Webflow, what I'm going to do is I'll create those assets. I'll create those assets and then export those assets from Figma to my folder. And then I'll go to Webflow and then I'll start planning this implementation. So before that, I think first we need this logo. So I'll quickly rename this to Zomentum logo. This already I name it based on this text. This again, I need to make a group. I'll group it and I'll name it, are you awesome writer or reader? I generally take the similar text and then I rename these layers so that it's easier for me to understand. Instead of group 4, I'll rename it. I'll remove that question mark. Okay, one last thing is these icons are pending. I will uh, I will do this icon. Let me first create the layout inside Webflow. Also, I need these artworks. So artwork 2 and artwork 1. That's a nice name. This is like left dots line. I think this also fine. And this also name it lady with laptop. Okay, fine. This is also frame, but I need to change that to arrows 1, or I'll keep this single only because both are same. Okay, so now let me export these assets. First select this, 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 all this, sorry. Let me select all these assets and this one also, and let me export them. I will export them as SVG. I'll not export them as a PNG because those are a vector file, and you can see the difference why I'm not exporting it in PNG, why I'm exporting it in SVG when I'll implement inside Webflow. So let me, so I have an asset folder here. So I'll save them here. Also, last thing which I need to export is my logo. So I'll export that again in SVG. Okay. So I have already exported all my assets. Now, I'm not sure about these emojis, how they will behave inside Webflow. Honestly, I never did that. I think if we copy and paste, it should work. I'm not sure. So let me jump into Webflow and then let me show you that how I can implement this particular design inside Webflow, including responsive design. Yeah. Okay. So let me jump into Webflow. I generally use Webflow in Chrome. That works nice. So if you are in Webflow and then here is a login option. I need to log in my account. I have a pro account. I quickly, I'm not sure. Let me do one thing. I will freeze this screen for a time because I'll be using my password manager to see that password. I use one password to manage my password. So I'll quickly show my iPad screen on the in the meantime. and then I'll jump into here. Yeah. Um, okay. Okay. Now let me open one password and okay. I'll quickly get my password. Uh, Now I am done. Mm, Now I'm done. So I'll again switch back to my desktop sharing. Yeah. So I'll paste my password and okay. Someone asked, Grishma asked that, hey, can you give me description of Webflow? Like what is it and what it does? Okay. So Webflow is basically a no code tool where you are actually doing the coding, but visually. And you can use Webflow for different thing like creating static website, creating some CMS website such as blog or some website which is require some regular dynamic updates. And also Webflow has e-commerce functionality. I never use e-commerce functionality, but I use static and CMS functionality in my regular project. Webflow is not free. For two projects, it's free. You cannot download code. You cannot host in your domain until unless you are not paying them. So Webflow is a little bit of price. Seeing means it's little pricey, but as a designer, I think your dependency with developer will get removed. I have a pro account where you can see even our Figma meetup websites also I manage through Webflow. We have a blog system there. I manage SaaSBoomi website here. I manage Zomentum website, which is from a different account. So after logging into inside Webflow, you will get the dashboard and you can start with a new project. So let me start with a new project. That will be good. Uh, you can actually use different templates when you are starting, but when you are doing the mockup, you don't need to start with any kind of template because you will be creating your own templates there. So you will be much more flexible there to create your layout, right? So let me take a blank site. I'll give a name of like Zomentum Write for Us project. Okay, let me create this project. Now, as soon as you create this project, Webflow, mm, open the designer mode. This is basically a designer mode for Webflow. Uh, it's a bit of complex, but I'll tell you that what are the things are there. In the left side, they have different controls. Like you can add different elements. You can navigate to different pages and the elements. And here are the different pages which you can create from here. And in the left side, there is a CMS module, which I'll not be talking today because it is a static site. And then you have the e-commerce functionality, which again, I'll not be talking today. And then you have assets and then some settings. Uh, but before creating my site here, one thing you need to keep in mind that whatever font you have used, you have to either sync those font or upload those font inside Webflow, or you need to get those font from Google. If you are using Google Web Font, so you need to sync them. So as I mentioned in my design, if you look at that, I used circular STD. You can download circular STD. It is available in GitHub. So in this project, first I need to upload the font. That's the first thing which I have to do. Otherwise, whatever I do, the font will be completely different. So I'll show you that how to upload the fonts inside Webflow. Okay, so before that, this is the canvas of the Webflow where all the magic will happen. In the right side, basically the property element where you are selecting any object from your control, and those objects property will be there in the right side. Yeah, so like it looked like little complex, but I'll explain that how easy it is actually. If you have a little bit of knowledge about CSS, you will get the complete idea. So before that, let me go to my project setting. There is a W icon, and from there you can go to your project setting. It will open this window where you have general, you have hosting, you have billing, SEO, forms, fonts, backup, integration, and custom code. So as I mentioned, that first thing what I need to do is I need to upload my font here. I can actually choose from Google font. Circular Studio is not a Google font, so I need to upload that. I have already downloaded this font, so I'll click on upload, and this font is there in my asset folder. So what I'll do is I'll take WOFF or maybe EOT file. Let me first just use, okay, there are a lot of other fonts, so I can actually take the TTF font. These are all my TTF font. Okay, so I can have medium, book, italic, bold, black. Okay, that's all. Let me open. Now the fonts are getting uploaded. And of course, if you have Adobe subscription, you can actually use Typekit ID to do that. Now fonts are uploaded. That's the name by default it takes, and it is also showing the font weight and the normal italic or normal italic, something like that. So I'll keep it as it is right now. I'll just say upload font, upload font. Every time you need to just press upload font, because all fonts are uploaded and it is syncing with your project. Now you can see these fonts are already installed, and you have this you can actually edit and delete these fonts from here. But after uploading the fonts inside Webflow, what you have to do is you have to publish that, otherwise you can't uh, work. So now what is exactly published? So whatever you are doing the design, you should have one URL to see that. There will be two kinds of URL. One is with your temporary URL where you will have webflow.io extension at the end of your domain, means at the end of your link. And another is a custom domain where you have to purchase a domain and then you need to map the domain. So that's a separate part. I'm not going there. I will use by default Webflow domain, and let me publish there. And it will take some time depending on your internet speed. Now it is saying that published. So if you basically click there, you can now see that site. Right now it's blank because I have not done anything. So before jumping into my designer, at the top you can see you have designer, you have editor, you have publish. So basically designer is what we started with, the first thing inside Webflow. And then editor is, if you have the CMS functionality, you can bring others to update the content. You can share your project, you can like delete your project, you can clone your project, you can unpublish or publish your project from here. Before going into designer, I just wanted to give you some brief about what are these tabs and what they basically do. From the general, you can name your site, you can change the URL. So instead of this big URL, I can actually go and say Zomentum blog. Just shorten it, Zomentum blog. And I can put it in different folders. So I don't want to put it in folders right now. I can actually change my site name, and then I can upload fab icon. I can upload web clip. All these are customs, so I can actually upload that. I'll not do it right now. Here's a time zone. You can set the time zone of your site. You can set a password. There's option for showcase this site in Webflow gallery. You can showcase that. Now, if you're not paying anything to Webflow, then of course made in Webflow badges will be there. You cannot off that badge. Webflow branded HTML code will be there, which you can not actually hide from your website if you're not paying them, if you're just using their brand. And in a free account, you can have only 2 pages. So let me save these changes, and let me again publish it, because after any save changes, you have to publish that. Then only it will get reflected in your live site. Now let me go back to designer. After uploading the font, what I do is I generally bring all my assets here. So I'll go to my assets folder. I can drag and drop these files, whatever is there right now. So I'll just drag all these files and drop here. So you can see all these files are getting uploaded and it's done. So after all the files are uploaded, then I start planning my design inside Webflow. So how I plan, I again revisit my mockup, where I can see there is a navigation bar, there's a top nav, and inside nav we have logo, and then we have these different navigation link. So how to do that? There are 2 ways to do that. If you are designing it for standard screen, you can actually use Webflow's pre-built navigation bar. But what I do is I generally use maximum width, because nowadays screen sizes are big. So I use maximum width, and then I place all my navigation elements right from means left side to the right side. So how I'll do that, let me show you. First, I have to take a section. To bring the section, either you can click on plus and there's option called section, or there's a shortcut key called Command K. The search bar will come there, and you can just type section and click that. So now one blank section came here. Now this is a blank section, and if you, so at the top left there is a preview option also. If you toggle that preview, you can see nothing happened. Now this section I need to put some style, otherwise I cannot bring my element there. So let me, so what is style basically? If you know CSS, CSS are cascading style sheet. So every elements, whatever is there in your design, they will be controlled by the CSS file. So in traditional way, what how the CSS work, a developer will write the code, and then they will call that code through a class in their HTML element. So think about this white space, white area is basically a HTML element. And if you think that CSS, the right side is basically all the properties of the CSS. So anything you will change here, that will reflect in your page or in your elements. So my first layout, top navigation, I need a class. Without class, I cannot control that. So that's how HTML understand that, hey, this is my element. I need a class to beautify it, or I need a class to reflect that those changes. So I'll give a class name called top nav section, and what I do is I'll give some padding. So this is what you are actually writing a class name. You can duplicate this class, you can rename, you can remove the class. And this is a layout. If you understand, some HTML jargon, then you can see the displays, the displays, different kind of display you can do. Like you can hide this. You can again bring this display. You can do it in flex layout. You can do it in grid layout. You can do it in inline. So all these are different display properties of the elements. I think it's little complex. For that, we need to create one more session, because this display is very important, but I'll not go deeper now. Let me reset it the way it was. Then there is a spacing. If you look at in any mockup, when we do, we always try to understand that, hey, what is the spacing? Like I have a spacing of 26 pixel from top to bottom, and in the left side I have 69 pixel. So the similar thing to control here, we have this spacing, and how this works, the left, top, right, and bottom, we have two layers. The outside layers are basically the margin. Inside is a padding. So most of the time, it is my suggestion, because I have experiencing that if I use margin, then it's very hard to control responsive design. It is better to use padding first. In some exceptional case which is there in our design, I will show you that where you should use margin. So I'll use some padding. So generally, when I use this full kind of a width, I give 36 pixel from left and 36 pixel from right. And I'll also give some padding from top and bottom. So maybe 20 pixel and maybe 20 pixel. Now you can see nothing happened here, because I just put pad from left, right, and top, bottom. And if you look at in preview mode also, nothing happened because nothing is there. So what is the advantage of giving padding? Now inside this section, I want to bring all my logos and my like navigation elements. So what I have to do is I need to get one div here first, because HTML works in a div. Div is basically boxes. I think you know that all HTML works in box model. Box on top of the another box, box inside the another box, and you are controlling these boxes with padding, spacing, and margin. So I'll bring one div here. Again, I'll just use shortcut key, Command K, then div. So now this div inside my section, and you can, if I mouse over on my spacing, I can see some highlights are happening, that how much space are there from left and right and top and bottom. Now this div, what I want is that this div has to have some kind of an placeholder for my logo and placeholder for my other navigation area. So why I'm spending some time here, because this is how the basic stuff, because rest of the layouts will follow the same thing: section, div, some kind of flex box layout, some kind of grid layout. So generally inside this div, I will bring Webflow's nav bar. So Webflow has a pre-built nav bar, which I'll bring here. And then you can see that this nav bar has some brand, then home, about, contact, contact and all. So if I look at my design, I have also logo, some link, some button, and then login. And now if I see the preview, I can see something is happening, something is coming, right? So, but I don't want these colors there. So how to remove this color? It's pretty simple. First thing, I want this brand should be out of this container. So basically container has a fixed width. Container has a width of 960 pixel, which is basically a bootstrap grid system. But I want this brand should be at the left, and then the nav menu, and then this thing. Fine. So now I'll bring also this nav bar out of my container, and then I'll remove this container from here. Again, still my nav bar has some kind of a background color. So I'll select this nav bar, and if I scroll it down, I can see there's a background and which has got some color. So what I'll do is I'll click on that and I'll click on transparent. So now there is no color on that background, but I need to bring my logo here. So this is basically nothing a div. That div is converted into a link div. I need to bring my logo inside this so that my logo will be clickable. To bring the logo, it's very simple. Again, I can go from here, and then I'll bring images. So if I click that, you can see that one image came. Now I need to put the image here from my assets panel. So if I choose, if I click on choose, then I can see I have my logo here. Now the logo is here. Boom, done. Yeah. Now, before that, I need to change my font because right now all these fonts are not looking circular STD. So in global level, I'll change my font. So to do that, I'll click on body. In the left side, you can see all the navigations. Like if you select this, it will get selected. If you select body, the whole body gets selected. Now, while the body is selected, I can go to my font. In the right side, there's a typography section. I'll quickly go and I can see my font here, circular STD. So I'll click on that font and I'll put it normal. So right now the size is 14 pixel. What I'll do is I'll change from pixel to EM. What is pixel and EM? If you Google it, you can search it. I'll not explain it right now, but this is how I work because EM is dynamically changing your size, the font size. So I prefer to work with EM. I'll put it 1 EM. So 1 EM is basically 14 pixel. But when I'll use EM in different section to increase and decrease, the base value will be 14 pixel. And I'll keep height as it is. I'll give the color to black. Maybe this black, right? Now you can see my navigation bar text got changed. Yeah. So let me bring the content there. First is features. So I'll quickly copy that. Then I'll paste this. And now I need to duplicate this. So it's pretty simple to duplicate because I need more 1, 2, and then a button. So I'll just select this particular section and right click on top of it and I say duplicate. Similar, I need one more, so I'll say duplicate. Now it's getting duplicated. I need picture for company. I need for blog. And now I need a button here. So to do that, I can actually bring button here. Let's see how it will work. Again, I'll search. I'll see button, and Webflow has button here, which is by default it will look like this. So don't worry, I'll style that. But let me first change the text. Get a demo. And then I have one more link which has got some icons. I forget to get this icon. It's a icon person, and I'll again export that as a SVG in my asset. But this time, instead of a button, what I need a div here, because if you look at this particular thing has got one image and then text. So I will control that with Flexbox layout. By the way, if you feel that something is going wrong, you can ask me question. I'll be able to answer here. So this navbar, the display is normal. So instead of that, I'll do a Flexbox flex layout display. Flex layout is basically a flexible layout. Yeah. So here I will again, this particular div, I'll again do it as a Flexbox because I need image and text. So then I'll bring image, and now this time what I need is I have to upload that icon, which is icon person, and then I need the text. So maybe I'll quickly copy, or I'll quickly copy this. Okay, don't copy it. I'll just put it as a text here because the whole block I need as a link, and then I'll call it as a login. Okay. So now things are not looking the way it should look. Of course, I'll do some styling here. But if you look at the actual site, now it's getting some shape here. Okay, so what I have to do is I'll um, style this button. So this button has a border of this blue color. So let me grab the blue color right now. We have this color code. I'll take it from Figma, and then I'll put it here. And it's all there. And now I don't need any background color here, so I'll transparent it, but I need the text color should be also in blue. Actually, I can create this color. I can add this color in my palette, and then I can reuse that. So you can see this has got the blue color now. Now what I need is I need to fix the height and width. So uh, I'll give maybe a padding of 24, maybe 30 pixel, and then maybe a padding of 16 pixel. Now I need to fix the right side, this one. So this by default I did something and it got a name called div blog. I can rename it. I can call it as a login div block. Now this time I need some kind of margin for this particular div. So what I'll do is I'll give a margin of maybe 20 pixel, and now I need to fix this one. It is not looking aligned. So I can do that. When you select that flex layout, you can actually align them centrally. Now it is centrally aligned. Now I need to give some padding. Yeah, and now I need to give padding of this particular text also, because we need some space here. Still, if you look at this, logo is on top, and then other things are not centrally aligned. So two way I can do that. I can actually again apply as a flex layout, and I can do that. But instead of that, I'll give some padding and top and bottom. I'll give some padding. Now this logo, this brand, this is getting because of this height of this button. So what I have to do is I will I'll remove some. I'll give some height of this button. Let's say I want to give 30 pixel of height. Maybe I have to reduce this. These all are live, so something may go wrong. Please bear with me, because I've not done any experiment or any practice with that. So this nav bar, basically I applied the flex box, but I need to put it in central line. Now things are getting little shape. So this nav bar again, if I look at right now, it is coming the way I have designed it, but the logo is on top aligned. So what I have to do is I need to make this thing align with the right one. So if I look at, we don't have any kind of margin here. So I may, okay, no, I'll not give any margin here, but I need to bring this brand image little down. Yeah, I apply some padding there, maybe 16 pixel padding. Now things are in central line. Okay. Also, the whole nav bar, I just wanted to give some padding so that some breathing space are there. So 8 pixel. Now look at this. It's getting into shape, right? And this is as per my mockup. If you look at the mockup, this is how it is, the top bar, and this is how it is looking here. Okay. So what I want to do is whenever someone will mouse over in this button, the color should change and it should get some different color. So let me show you how to create hover effect here. Before that, I just wanted to publish this. I can also publish from my designer. you can see the URL. I will publish this, and what I'll do is I'll share this link with you guys so that you guys can also refresh and see that. After a certain time, it will be mobile responsive, so you can see the responsiveness also. But let me first do this hover effect of this button. So I select this button, and the right side we have the selector, and if you drill down this icon, you can have an option called hover. Now I can change the color of that particular button to black. Sorry. From here, I need to change it to black, and this color I'll change it to white. Okay. Now here I can see whenever I am mouse hovering it, it's changing. But this is not the way it should work. It should have some kind of an smoothness. To do that, you select that button in normal state, not in hover state, and go to transitions. And from here, you can actually give some effects here. So I change background color. So I want to give a duration of 500 millisecond, and easy is fine. I can also, I have changed also the text color. So I need to select that also. There is option called text color, font color basically. And also I'll give 500 millisecond, easy is fine. Now, if I preview it and see, it's getting some nice smooth, hover effect, right? So let me publish that. Okay. Now after that, as per my mockup, I have that top hero section where I have this left text and this. So let me create that one. So you can see in the left side, this is my top section. I have some extra padding. So what I need to do is I need to remove that. Let me remove this. Yeah, this is looking good now. So again, I need to create one more section. I'll quickly create a section here. And now in this section, again, what I'm going to do is I'll create it as a hero section, and I will put this 36 pixel padding from left and right. And this time I'll give some padding from top and bottom, maybe 32 pixel. I will adjust later on. You can see I'm just doing that. Now I need a div here again inside this section. This div, I'll call it as a hero div. And now I need to make this div as a flex layout. Okay. So let me do that. Now again, inside the div, I'll take one more div and then one more div. So now these two divs are there. Now in the first div, I want this text and this button. So what I'll do is I'll bring text, or maybe I'll bring a heading, because there I need heading. And then let me copy paste this heading. And then after the heading, I need text block, which is this one. Now let's see how my emojis are coming or not. Yeah, it's done. Emojis are there. Now I need a button. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy this button, okay, and I'll paste here. So you just simply select this button, copy and paste here, and then I'll change this button here. I'll rename this, but I'll not rename. I'll duplicate this. I'll call it hero button CTA. Why I duplicated it? Because if I don't duplicate it, then if I change in this button, the class name are same. So it will affect in the other button also. So I don't want to do that. Now in the right side, I need to bring images. So again, I'll bring image. I have my image here. Okay. Now things are getting in shape. So I need some little more padding. Maybe I'll go for 40 pixel. Yeah. Now left side I need to modify it. I need to do some kind of an styling. Again, I can name it left hero text block, and now I'll give some padding. Okay, now it's coming into shape. Yeah, correct. Now this one is basically H1, and I can change that to normal circular STD to circular STD, and then I'll go for bold. Basically, I used it as a 42 pixel, as a size. As I mentioned, right now it's in 38 pixels. So what I'll do is I'll use EM. So 1.3 EM. Let's see how big it is. It is small, so I need to go for a little bigger, maybe 2.3 EM or 2.4. Even what I can do is I can just to match the mockup, I can just make a line after 2. And this one I applied some kind of styling, so automatically that class name created here. Okay, so now I'll give some padding, because I need some padding. Even that's how you can come here and you can see how much padding you have 24 pixel of gap between these two. I can actually control that from here. And this one is basically 18 pixel normal, so I'll 1.2 EM. Yeah, and then I can, again, of course, I can apply some padding here, but don't apply the padding here. I think it is better to apply from the right side only. No, let me don't do this. I need something from customer, so I can just use like width of this particular text. um, I'll go for, let's say, for 80%. uh, yeah, and now I need some line height, so because the lines are quite close, so I can go for 1.6 EM. Yeah, that's good. Now I need some margin here. Again, 24 pixel will be fine. And now I need to style this button. So in home button CTA, I need a background color of blue. So this is the blue, and then text color will be in white. I'll put it white. In fact, if you can write white here, uh, it will be white color. Now hover effect is coming nice. I'll say write for us. I'll change to write for us. Even you can increase the button width. How to do that? You just increase the padding. You can see it is, I'll give 40 pixel of padding. Yeah, this is, I think, now you can see it's in left align, so I need to make it in central align. It's pretty simple. When I created this div, so one thing I forget that I need to apply some width, maximum width, and minimum width. So maximum width will 1200 pixel, and 100% is the width, and I'll make it in. So this spacing I can also adjust as central align. If I look at this, is now in central align. Okay, so now let me publish this so that you guys can also open that link and you can see that. Right now, if you look at, I am doing it everything for desktop, but if you notice at the top, we have, tablet breakpoint, we have mobile landscape, and we have mobile portrait. So after designing the whole page, then I will go into different breakpoints and I'll adjust the layout accordingly. So let me now quickly do that. Means that those other section. So this is my top, this is my hero section. Now I need a section which will look like this. Okay, so to create that, like little tilt line, I have to do some kind of an adjustment, and then I need to play with this position. So to do that, let me first hide all this, because I need to use my slice tool to get that exact assets. So in Figma, you can use slice tool. So what slice tool exactly does? It will extract this particular tilt line and then I'll use another section for filling those fill color. So if you create the slice tool and if you go for export, I'll put it as SVG. You can see only this portion will get sliced. So this is also similar to the other tools like Sketch or Photoshop. So what I'll do is I'll export this. I'll call it hero light blue uh, line, and then I'll come to Webflow and I'll upload that asset. Hero light blue. First thing, what I'm going to do is I am going to take a section again, and right now in this section, I don't want to fill with anything. I want to give a background of this section. Okay, so how to do that? In that image and color, there is a background section. I will add that asset here. So there are a couple of options there. You can add images. You can add gradient. You can add different types of gradient, like radial gradient, or you can add flat colors also. So what I'll do is I'll select this. And you can see it came here, but I need to adjust that. What I'll adjust it, I will make it cover. No, I'll not tile it. I'll make it cover. Okay. Now I need to give some. Again, I need to give some padding here to make it visible. Let me do that 64 pixel by 64 pixel. Yeah, that's fine. I think now if I see the preview, yes, I am getting that curved line. Yeah, but right side is little broken, so I may need to adjust that. Either maybe I'll go for contained. So let's see. No, I need to do it in cover only because my size are not that big, so I'm not sure. I'll put it in cover right now for the time being. And after this section, what I'll do is I'll take one more section, and this section I'll give a color of this blue. So I'll again go to that background color and I'll select this color. And now if you see right now, nothing is visible because inside section there is no content. So you cannot have that visible element if you don't have the content there. So I need to again do that margin and padding for this section. 30, but I'll not give any top padding on margin because I need that space to be a continuous space there. I'll take a div inside the section. Again, I'll give a 1200 pixel and 100%. I'll make it central align. I need to give it percent. Okay. Now I need to bring this content here. This I'll give some padding and let me take a text block and let me paste that. Now I need to adjust that. I'll create a class here called blog body, and I'll do is I'll central align it. I'll put it in 1.1 em, maybe 1 em only, and I'll give 1.3 em as a line height. Then I need to adjust that. Okay. Now this particular div, I'll not go for 100%. I'll go for 60%. 60% is quite big. Let me go it for 70%. So if I look at, yeah, it is coming now. It is almost similar to my mockup. Now one thing I need to adjust, I need to bring this on top of this. So how to do that? There are two ways you can do. One is take this section. Now you can use negative margin to bring like this, and yeah, now it is looking like it is inside, on top of this. So if you preview it, it will look like this. So I think we are pretty close there. you have a small gap here. I need to see that why that gap is coming. Again, this is something which you have to, I think I can see that now the gap gone. No, the gap increases. So that means what I have to do is I need to adjust this position instead of 121. I can go from 90 from top. Yeah, now there is no gap. So what I did basically, I adjust these position of this background image. Uh, there is a calculation that you can adjust from top, adjust from left and right, and then you can fix that position. Yeah. Now, as per my mockup, there is nothing. I don't need to worry about it now, but I need some space from the top. So again, I'll in this div, I will increase the space a bit, maybe 80 pixel. Yeah, now this is looking fine. I'll again publish. You guys can see that in that link. Uh, okay, now it is done. Now after that, I have a section of this, and I need to create that. So let me quickly create this section. By the way, if you have any question, you can shoot out to me. I am ready to answer that. Um, I forgot to name this section, but yeah, okay, it will automatically take section 1, section 2. I call it as a light blue. Let me not rename it. Let me keep it like this. I'll take one more section now quickly, and I'll again give that 36 by 36. Actually, you can create these as a normal class and you can apply. I have not done that, so and I'll take some padding of 20 pixel. I'll give a background color. Right now, the background color is this one. I'll apply that, and I'll put it as a 30%. Now I need to bring again the block, and then what I have to do is um, I will create again this div. I'll create as a flex layout. So I'll change this layout to flex. But what I have to do is give is the 1200 pixel and 100%. This is how, and I'll make it central align. Now inside the div, I need one more div, and then again I need another div. So here I have some heading, text and text. So again, I'll put heading. This time it's H2, and then after that I need some text block, and then again I need some text block. Sorry, text block, not the text link. Now you can see it will become text link. Let me take one more section, otherwise I can't see that bottom part. Yeah, so after that I need some more text. Sorry, my kids are actually shouting, so if you're getting any noise, please bear with me. I'll replace this heading, and then again I'll replace this heading. I'll replace this content. The same method, but this is a heading too. So I'll just I'll put it a circular STD, maybe medium, 1.4 EM. I think 1.3 EM is fine. Now I need some, I'll adjust with the padding. Maybe not padding, I'll just do some 16 pixel margin. And this one, I need some padding maybe. Okay. And the right side, I have a image. So again, let me bring that image, this one. Now what I need to do is I need to adjust the size of this particular flex layout. So the first thing it's saying that, hey, alignment is shrink if it is needed. I'll say instead of that, I'll select this one and I'll say that grow whenever is sorry. Uh, no, not like this. Let me do it from here. I'll, I'll just shrink it maybe like 15, 20, 20 something. And I'll put some padding here so that to make it, and I can increase the padding both the side. For this one, I will give also some padding so that it aligns with this. And then everything I'll do a central align. Now, if you look my mockup and here, it's almost coming together, similar way. But this text is quite close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the gap, and I'm going to increase the gap from here. Now I need this left and right side background. So again, I'll go to that section. I've already applied some color. I will apply now this, I think, what is that? Yeah, this one. So I don't need repeated. I need from top, I need some like maybe 100 pixel, and from left I need to negative it so that it fits into that. The right one, I need to put again the right one. So I'll add that right one. And get this arrow left. Yeah, this one is the right one. And I'll put it in. And from top again, I'll reduce a bit. And from left, this is fine, I think, actually. Now let me see it in preview. Let me see that. Yeah, it is almost similar as per my mockup. And what I need to do is I need to just bring this auto grid to the right side. So again, I'll go and adjust that from left. What I'll do is, yeah. So here you can see, I think it's fine because this will also depend on the different screen size. Quickly, I'll put it. Yeah, that's it. Let me publish it and let me see how it is looking in real. I think till now you get the idea that how it is actually working. Now this is what I started. Now let me refresh this and see how. Yeah, it is going pretty nice. And one thing you notice that all these images are actually SVG. I converted that intentionally SVG because the quality will be very high and the sizes also will be very less. So keep in mind whenever you are doing the static pages or any CMS pages, if you have some vector graphics, use them as a SVG. You will get the best quality results there. Now, one thing you can notice there, this is increasing and decreasing based on screen size. I can also control this width by simply decreasing the width. So I'll put it in 60%, and let me see how it is looking now. Yeah, I think you get the idea. You can actually shrink or increase the width based on the kind of size you need. Yeah, so now quickly let me quickly go to that next level, where this is pretty complex, but I'll show you that how easy it is. Again, I need to take a section which I already taken. I'll give the name to gear to write for us. So this section, I'll call it as a this one, and then again 36 pixel. and then again this is 36 pixel, and from top bottom let me 40 pixel maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll take a div block here. Now this time I need to plan again. I need a div block which will get like two column. Inside that column also I have different thing. So this time, instead of creating that as a flex box, I would like to use this as a grid layout. So what grid is basically different columns and rows, but this is very flexible. So you can see already I have two columns, and the gap of these columns you can also control from here, 16 pixel, 16 pixel. So right now I think I need the column space, I need a little more. So I'll give it 32 pixel. Let it keep it like 16 pixel for the row. That is fine for me. Maybe I can go it on 20 pixel, 24 pixel. Again, you can actually get the exact thing. So I gave 40 pixel. So let me give it to 32 pixel at least, not 40 pixel. Okay, now your grids are ready. I need to bring different div blocks here so that I can add content inside the div. So first thing, div block, but uh, I need that to be like like full. It should cover both the rows. So I just simply drag and it now covered that. But the one thing it's really interesting here is I need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. I think yeah. I need 6. No, let's take it 5 because the top one I'll do it differently. Yeah. So let me take this 6 rows here. Okay. Um, so here it's all depend on your planning, whether you can take one div inside this and then you can apply something, or you can apply 6 different things. So let me do something like this. Don't take 2 rows. Instead of that, I'll take 1 row and then 2 columns. So I can delete the row from here, and then let me try with this new method. And then again I take div. So now these 2 columns are filled with div. Now this div again I can create as a grid layout or flex layout. So let me do that. And here I need only 1 column, but I need 5 rows. So I'll add, now this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So sorry, this is 1. So you have now 5 rows. Okay. Now here also I need different divs because that's how I'll put all this content here. Now the left div I'll have one image. Sorry, instead of div I have to take image, and I'll bring this lady with laptop. Now if you look at this is coming the way it is, but the moment I'll put some content, it will automatically give me the space. So what I need an image, I need a heading, then I need text. So I'll add image, then I will text. I think heading will be fine because that's also a heading. Then I need some text block. Okay. Now, why I'm doing just one, because rest I'll just repeat. I'll not recreate. I'll just duplicate them. Now this image, let me, for the time being, let me use this icon. I'll again convert that as a SVG. I'll call it as a placeholder image. So I'll select this, I'll choose image, and I'll upload because it was not uploaded. So placeholder image, and yeah, is there. Now this I need to change. I need to do it like H4 maybe, or H3, depend on the ACO requirement, because from here you can control the ACO. So what I need is 18 pixel. I think sizes are fine. What I need to do is I need to give some padding here, means space here. This is fine. I need to do maybe slightly smaller text. Okay. Now this is inside one div. I can rename it like right side feature block, and I'll copy this div and I'll paste one by one, and you can see it's pretty simple. It is done, right? Now what I need to do is I need to control the spacing. As I mentioned last time, my spacing was 40 pixels, so I'll give 40 pixel. Boom, done. Now why I give the name, why class name is important here, I need some padding. So if I apply once, so you can see it is applying everywhere. I need some padding of 20 pixel. That's so it will look little good. Okay, right. Now this lady is not in central line. I can do that. I simply click on the div block and I can put it in central line like this. Boom, done. It's pretty simple, I think. Yeah. Now one more thing is pending here. I need to add the left continuous line here. Again, I'll select that section. I'll add that as an image. Um, I'll add that. What is that? Yeah, this is repeating. I need to change the repeat thing, and what I'll do is I'll put it in center. Left side, so now if I look at the preview, yeah, it is something similar to my mockup, isn't it? Yeah. Um, but I need to make it little right side so that it matches exactly with my uh, I think that's fine. Okay, I'll publish it. You can also see in live. Now, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have any questions or something. If you have, you can ask me. I know it is getting a little overloaded, but this is how exactly I work day in out when I design from Figma to Webflow. Um, okay, and then the last section is I'll not create the footer, but I'll show you how to create this one. This is again simple. This is the last section where I'll have the call to action. And last, as I promised, that I'll show that how to bring form here so that anybody can fill up the form and you can get that data as an email, or the data will get stored inside Webflow database and you can access them. So let me create this. Again, I need to take a section. Yeah, I think somebody asked me. Okay, I'll do that after this section. It is pretty simple. Uh, Let me first create the last section and then I'll go for the mobile version. Let me take section quickly. I'll name it ready to get. I know some parts are a little boring, but if you don't complete the exact thing, then you will not be able to, uh, get the final flavor. I'll put a background color. Again, I'll give 36. 36. You can change this as per your need. You may go for 40 pixel, 40 pixel, that's also fine. This time I'll go 70 or maybe 80 pixel. And now inside that I'll take a div and I'll go for 1200 pixel, 100%. One thing I have to do is centrally align. I'm not sure if I did that here. I have not done anything here, but it's okay. I think it's taking that. So now here I need to add a heading and 10 text. Heading is always important for SEO. Again, I'm saying this, and then some text block, then button. Now I can actually duplicate this button. I'll copy it and paste it here. Instead of creating another thing, I'll just replace that. So I'll name it, I'll duplicate this button, I'll name it footer button CTA, and I'll quickly change this color to sorry, I don't need any border right now. I just need a black color. Okay. Now, as you can see, all these are in left align. There are two ways to make it in central align. This deep block, you can put it as a flex box and then do it vertically. But in that case, what will happen is your button will get full. So I may not apply this right now. Instead of that, I'll give some, uh, width of this. I'll say 50%, and then then I'll apply that flex in horizontally, and then I'll control this button with exact pixel, 200 pixel maybe I'll create it. Yeah. Now when I apply this, I need to make it central align, correct? And here I need, so this text also need to be in central align. And now this heading 2 will be in white color. I need to put that text here. I just put that text here, and these texts also. Yeah. And this text, I need to centrally align it and make it white color. And then of course I'll do some padding and margin here, and I'll also do some padding and margin here, maybe 30 pixel. Yeah. And let me bring that background here also. In that section, I give a, so these all are the little arrows. I'll put it this, and then I'll put it auto, so that now again I need to get up for the right side. I'll use the same thing. I'll remove the repetition. I think this is fine. Okay, so let me publish, and let's see how it is looking in desktop, and then I'll move into mobile version of it. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's coming pretty nice. We need to give some padding and spacing here as per the mockup. So let me go back there, and what I need to do is in this section, I'll give some hard padding, like maybe 100 pixel. Yeah. Yeah, now it is looking good. Okay, so you can see the designing inside Figma is a one effort, and then implementing inside uh, you know uh, Webflow is another effort. But it's actually fun when you see that final result, and you can always fine tune it as per your like mockup, and you can go like 100% pixel perfect. This is my live mockup, so a lot of things are not exactly the way it should look, but you get the idea, right? Now let me go back to that mobile version, how it will look. So right now I'm into the desktop breakpoint. Now if I click on the tablet breakpoint, now this is how the tablet will look like. So I need to fix that. It's very simple. When you are in tablet mode, all your class will apply on the tablet mode only. So first thing, I need to fix these spacing and padding. So I'll not give any padding here or any spacing here. Maybe right side I need something, but I'll adjust it through the image. And then for this one, I need only 10 pixel, maybe. No, not 10 pixel. 10 pixel will be too much. Maybe I need 32 pixel. And the right side, I may need only 40 pixel. And now this one, so I need to adjust that in centrally aligned. And for this deep block, I need some padding from the right side. Okay. So, and there is a little bit of gap, so I need to reduce the gap. And I'll show you from my iPad that it is how it is exactly looking, so that you'll also get an idea. Now here I need a little bit more negative space here now. Now this is where I need to adjust the top bar, right? And but I need to again adjust the negative space here. I may not go that much. I think this is fine. Here all are fine. What I need to do is I need to go for 100% this width. Boom, done. So this one also, what I have to do is I have to give like 0 padding or maybe 10 pixel, and instead of this shrinking, I need to grow it now. I need to grow them. Yeah, that's looking nice now. Okay. And then I need to adjust that background a little bit here. I may want to just give this much, and the right one I may want to adjust maybe not like that. Maybe I'll just put it like this, and prompt. So I'll just do it auto, and then sorry, I'm trying to get 100% perfect thing, but yeah, it's okay. Now this one is looking, it's little awkward now, but how can I adjust that? So let me bring the image first, and then the pointers. One thing I forget here to add the heading, but you get the idea. I can actually add by adding some block, but let me first do that. This No, if you change on the desktop, it will not affect on the, if you change on the tablet view, it will not affect on the desktop view. So I'll come to that, how it is, why it is happening. So let me first adjust this one. I will decrease this, but this one, right now, I have 2 columns. So what I need one column there now. If I do that, now you can see, I can remove that, but here it has not reflected. If I change something here, it will not reflect here, because anything you are changing here, it is affecting in your tablet viewpoint. So you can see at the selector, there is a small icon for tablet, and it is actually affecting only the tablet view. And if you go to the desktop pointer, if you see, this is affecting on the desktop view. So this is how my images and the other stuffs are coming. I can actually I don't need this left dot now. So what I can do is I can go ahead and hide that. Okay. So now it's looking pretty good. So I'll publish that, and I'll show it in my tablet, that exactly how it is looking right now. So let me open that URL. That URL is Zomentum dash blog, Zomentum dash blog. Sorry, where is the dash? Blog. I'll share my screen shortly. Dot Webflow dot io. So let me open that, and now here I go to share my iPad. Yeah, start sharing. Okay, just 1 minute. I'm just, yeah. So this is how it is looking in my, so there is some problem at the top. I will fix that, don't worry. But this is how it is looking, right? Now, if you adjust, like in horizontal or vertical, you can see it's automatically responding according to your thing. Only I have a problem with the top bar. The screen size was little different, so you can see this is how the hamburger menus are also coming. It is you know it is pretty simple. I can again go ahead and change the style of it, and I can do whatever I want here. There is some changes require here, so again I can test it and I can adjust that. uh, so let me go back to my desktop, and uh, let me go to this view. So basically what happened, you can also adjust like this, and you can see how it is breaking. And at the uh, at the bottom right, Webflow will give you an option that, hey, uh, this is your 800 pixel width, and this is for Galaxy Note, Galaxy Tab, Galaxy Tab S, or whatever devices are available. Again, if you shrink it down, it will also show that, hey, it is iPad, iPad Pro. So similarly, you can go to different breakpoint, and you can see that how it is affecting your design. So this is how is a tablet breakpoint, and then you go to mobile layout. Again, you can change that. This one, I think, what you can do is we can do that some kind of a vertical alignment, and then I can bring it like this one. Again, I can apply as a flex box and vertically, and then I can do like this. And of course, if I change anything here, it will not reflect here. So how it works, if you change anything at the top level, then then it affects like in tablet or mobile, or your landscape and portrait. But if you change something in the mobile or tablet, it will not affect in your desktop. So this is how you can adjust your entire breakpoint. This one is looking fine. I can adjust the size of this image based on whatever size is required. But I think you get this idea that this is how you can make it responsive. Now this one also I need to adjust it. I can go for vertical spacing. And you may ask me this question, hey, I want to bring this image top and then text. It's pretty simple. There is a there is a reverse option. You click on that, it will go up and it will go down. Similarly, I want to adjust it here in a reverse mode. This is how it will come. Now this one again, I can apply that as a flex box, and vertically I can do. And this is how I think it is fine. It is left line is fine. I can adjust the uh, space. The same thing, I can adjust space here. mm, I think I'll go a little less here. This one, it is, I have to make it central align so that it will look good. This one is fine. This one is also okay. I'm not fine with this one, so let me change this one also. This one has got 50%. I need to give it 100%. Right now it is fine. Yeah. And let me publish it. You guys can open in your mobile. I think the mobile version will look good now, because if you adjust here, the same thing will apply here. And yeah, it is quite good now. Instead of I'll give 20 pixel, I'll give, now here's a little bit of adjustment which you have to do. You can reduce the font size here to make it I can do it like, now I can actually reduce the padding here. um, and then of course I can also reduce the padding here. I'll just go, if you follow Apple guidelines, they have only 10 pixel 10 pixel. I can use that, or I can go with the material design like 8 pixel grid system. But I think you get this idea that how it exactly works. I'll again adjust that, and this is pretty nice. I don't need to do anything. I'll just quickly adjust that to 10 pixel. uh, yeah, Yeah, this one, what I have to do is I will make it central align, because I think I need to put it in central align. I have to put some margin here. EM means that line height. Now again, if I don't want that arrow, those arrows, I can hide them, because generally you don't need that in a mobile view. You can adjust that. Here also I need some line height, 1.3 em. Maybe I'll increase a bit, and instead of this much of padding, I can go for 10 pixel. Again, here I can go for 10 pixel, and here I'll reduce that top and bottom thing. Yeah, I think now this is looking nice in my mobile. Yeah, I think this is how you are converting a design from Figma to Webflow. Um, and of course, you can go beyond this and you can adjust more and more. And also you can see it here. If you resize your browser, it will respond accordingly, right? And you can adjust that. As I mentioned that if you're not hosting, if you're not paying anything, then made in Webflow will be there. And if you're hosting with Webflow, then made in Webflow won't be there. Or if you're paying that to Webflow, then you can remove that. Yeah, that's something. It's pretty long. I think it took almost 2 hours. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask, now I'm ready to answer them. In fact, I can take you online and you can ask me this question if you want to, or else I will end this here, and you can send me messages anytime and asking about some critical question, or maybe something you are stuck, you can ask me regarding Webflow and Figma. I think either you all understood or you didn't get that. Okay. So someone is asking that how to add columns into plate plate in Figma. I didn't get you, so I will unmute you, Hedel. You can actually ask me. I
Uh, how to
Hey.
add colors into no, how to add colors into palette, color
Oh,
palette.
okay. So how to add colors into color palette in Figma?
Ah, yeah, that's what.
Okay. So this is our primary color. As I mentioned that blue is our primary color, um, right? So generally, you don't need to add into color palette. I suggest you add into your, color means your local design system. So in the fill, you have this 4 dot. You click on the 4 dot. There's a color style. Just add them. Name them blue. Now what happened is anytime you are creating a rectangle, instead of selecting from here, you can actually select from here. And coming back to this, adding to this color palette, whatever color you will add, this is a document color. Means, any colors are there in that document, it will reflect here. Does it make sense, or anything you would like to ask?
Can we add colors into that document color then directly?
No. So it is not that any color you need to add from here first. So let's say you are adding that color here. Now next time when you go, it is automatically added into your document. You don't need
Ah,
to
yeah,
add
okay,
manually.
okay.
You don't need to add something manually. It is automatically added. So Figma understand that this color you used in your document, and this is how it will reflect in your uh, color palette.
Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you. Understand that.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions, anyone? I think someone asked me that. Okay, just a minute. I'll go one by one. Can you just give me some information about animation in Webflow? Okay, I showed one quick thing that how that hover effects work. But if you're talking about something like a lottie animations, of course you need to design that lottie thing in After Effects and import that inside Webflow. But here you can do some transitions, effects. So for an example, I'll just quickly show that this image will move little up and down if you like scroll. If you do some scroll gesture, this image will just let me just refresh it once because it's creating some problem. Let me just go back to my desktop and open that um, project once again, because I'm screen sharing it, so it's actually the refresh rates are not that uh, same. So what I want to do is when I scroll, this should also get some like small animation kind of a thing that it will scroll up and down. So you can do that. This is a little advanced thing, but how and from where you can do that is there is a option called interactions. So all animations happen based on two interactions. One is your any trigger you element, means you trigger any element, or you do some page level of trigger. So this one I can actually create as a page level. So what I mean to say by that, when you scroll, then it will may go up and down, and you can control that from here. So I'll not go in deeper, but I can show you that when you, while scrolling or while you are scrolling the page, you want to create you want to play some scroll animation, right? And you want to start a new animation. It's a bit of advanced level. I don't want to discuss because you may not get that whole idea. But whenever you are doing that, first you select that those elements, that image has to be selected, and then you say move. So it's a very simple, it will move like this when you scroll, or maybe move like this in 0%, and when you are in 100%, this image will move maybe this side. Okay, and the animation will be easy in out or something. I'll put it in easy in out. Okay, so look at this how it's. So if you notice my screen, this character is moving and it's coming closer to that. So you can control that scroll position and time. uh, right now it's from 0% to 100%. That's what it's coming from, right to left. But again, you can control that in some other way, like I don't want it in 100%. I may wanted to go for this in 76%. It will come here, not in 0%. Maybe it will start from 10%. So if you go in preview, so you can see that it's smoothly animating. I hope I answered your question, that this is how you can control your animations. Now, if you want to see that Webflow means how the lottie gets, it's pretty simple. I'll not do it in this session. Maybe I'll do a dedicated session for creating a lottie and implementing that inside Webflow, but not in this one. Do you create basic style component in Webflow before starting the page, or how do you? So if it is a pretty big site, then of course I create a style system. I create a separate page for creating different style based on my design. But if it is just a one page, I don't want to create that, because I know I can remember all the style name and I can reuse them. But for our website like Zomentum, right now we have a design style guide that means like we are controlling it from that through the style guide. Okay, so one question is like how to link multiple pages in Webflow. Okay, it's pretty simple. Let me duplicate this page. Duplicating page is very simple. If you go there is a colon option. I make it like home to, and I'll create this page. Okay, so now while I'm in home page, now in home 2, what I'll do is I'll remove this image, then you will understand. I'll replace this image with that lady with laptop. Okay. Now this is my home too. Now if I go to my home page and let's say I want to link this Zomentum link with the home too, it's pretty simple. Whenever you are selecting this div and which has got a link div, in the setting panel you have a link setting, and you can actually link it to external link. You can link it to any page which is there in your Webflow project. So right now I have home too, which you can see from here. I can quickly link that. Now if I publish that, let's say I'll publish that, and let me see how it is working. Now I'm in home page. If I click here, so you can see this is linked to the home too. This is how you can link it with that Webflow. Yeah, guys, I think I'll not take any more questions. I'll end this session here. This time I spent almost 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm really excited to see what you are actually creating with Webflow and Figma. Yeah, thank you so much for staying with me, and good night. See you soon with the next live session. Yeah, thank you.